First of all, how do you define wealth continuum?
Let's start with that.
Yeah.
And wealth continuum, by the way, was coined 8 years ago by one of the local banks already,
Yeah.
and we're involved in that process. In our definition, it basically means that the journey with the client starts on a lower segment, typically on the retail side,
Yeah.
and then you mature this relationship, and the client gets a seamless transition, and the service level increases as he transitions further up, right? And he gets more and more and more. So it continues, right? So he will never lose. The client doesn't have to change apps. He doesn't have to offboard and re-onboard. And mind you, that's still the case in with certain institutions here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Between segments, that there's an offboarding and a re-onboarding. So not always is it that seamless. Now, one of the local banks has already mastered this, and honestly, I think that was key to their success. But it's not just the client segment that is continuous, it's also the operating model behind that needs to be continuous.
Yep.
In that particular case, we had to look at growth, not just of the client, but also of the relationship manager that can then go and move up into the higher segments, and it's a career progression for this person. And so rather than hanging on keeping the client in the affluent space with a very high AUM and probably needs, emerging from this, they actually then hand it off to the next, or can actually transition to the next segment and can get the service that they need at that level.
Right.